Ciao a tutti amici di Big Rock, oggi siamo di nuovo con un appuntamento di Big Stories con un cliente, non un cliente, un ospite, mi sono confuso, con un ospite internazionale, Giovanni Magana, Senior Environment Artist a Respawn Entertainment in Los Angeles. Hi Giovanni again.
Hey man, it's all good now.
Yes, yes. We had a little problem with the live, but we are back right now, starting from the beginning. Don't worry.
Yeah,
So, how you doing, man? All good in Los
yeah,
Angeles?
it's pretty good. I stayed out and
Mm.
excited to share my story with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity, for this interview. And just 2 minutes ago, I asked you, but I will ask it again. How the weather in Los Angeles? Nice, I think.
Uh-huh.
Here in Italy is bad right now. It's raining, but
Yeah, I mean, there's dragons behind my back there.
yes, it's a
That's
very weather.
yeah, it's beautiful weather. Nice in my little castle.
Yeah. Where are you from, Giovanni? Because of your name, particular. Giovanni from Italy,
Giovani.
maybe?
Yeah. No, no. I'm originally from Mexico.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, my dad he liked playing soccer. I think of the players. I really don't know. I feel like when growing up, everybody was like a nice name. It was between that or being Juan Jose or something.
In Italy, Giovanni is with WN,
Uh,
Giovanni, non Giovanni,
yeah,
but Giovanni more exotic. I like it.
yeah. I mean, throughout my years, people have written in Mexico that they are not used to Giovanni. They write it with I-O or G-O, Giovanni. So
Giovanni, Gio.
yeah.
Oh, nice. When you starting with the computer graphics, with this work,
Mhm. I guess um, I I was interested in the graphics when I saw first movies. Toy Story was one of the ones. Back in the day, I honestly didn't know anything about computers. I didn't know what it was. Just but at the time, I was still living in Mexico, and I didn't have. There was nothing to study 3D environment art.
yeah,
In fact, I've never touched that before. So it was like I graduated from high school, then I left. I moved to the U.S.
okay.
Um, yeah, looking for opportunity. Honestly, no, nothing. There was not a big plan. Um, I guess the my path has not been conventional in a way. You know, like you go to
Like mine.
school, graduate, find a place to work. Um, Mainly my first years here in the United States was in labor, construction, helping people dig trenches, carrying lumber. Nothing to do with my education. It was just hard labor, hard work.
So in Mexico, what studied
In
exactly?
Mexico, I was a student, of course, but my at the time I was doing electronic engineering, and yeah, I mean it was the best thing that I could get other than um, being an accountant. And stuff like that. Honestly, it was the only thing out there that I could think of that could make when I graduate. But unfortunately, the landscape in Mexico, I'm sorry, it's not the best for art, and everything is just in the industries, factories, and stuff like that. And I don't know, I didn't like that either, so I moved out of Mexico just because it was not something that I wanted to.
Okay. So you moved to USA, you to work in every field you found it, right?
Yeah, yeah. See, fun fact is, well, not fun fact, sad fact actually. One of the biggest reasons I moved out of Mexico is because basically the career that I was going to, it was towards like working in factories, and at the time security and like was not great in Mexico. Like a lot of factories, there was like explosions and stuff,
Uh,
killed a bunch of people. And in one of those explosions, 50 of my not classmates, but in the whole school, they died in a big explosion. Like, what am I doing here? Why am I gonna be risking my life for that? So I lost interest in electronics engineering. So I moved here to the US.
and but I don't know
Yeah.
what to say because this um, rest impressed in our mind and uh, but in your case the right path I to say because
Yeah.
mm, because of that you move for another
Yeah.
faith. So now you are in a really really in Los Angeles. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess my path was not or like when right now a lot of students go to school for the arts and look for work after that, whatnot. Yeah, like I said, I was doing construction. I was cleaning the trash. I was just doing very, very simple tasks, hard, intense jobs. I wish I had the money to go to an, and on top of that, my English was super bad, so broken. So yeah, I had all the disadvantages you can think of. But yeah, I guess let's dig into how I started now with my sad life.
no,
Or,
no. Problem because I think one moment will be a plot twist and change your direction, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. I like to tell my story. Just might be disadvantaged for some reason in your current position that you are. But hard work and dedication, never never stop believing that you can. Um, it, you know, has the best results. Just do your best that you can. Um, so, anyways, yeah, after 2008, it was 2008 when I lost my job in construction.
Okay.
Um, it was during the Great Recession where
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. In Italy was tough.
yeah,
The reception was really, really tough here in Italy because the economy between Italy and the USA is connected.
yeah,
So yeah, Italy uh, right now is facing crisis uh, right now. So
yeah. And so I guess I couldn't find any work, and wherever you went or I was going, they wanted all in one type of worker. They wanted an electrician, a plumber, and laborer, everything in one. Couldn't find anything. Um, and so at the time, another fun fact about me is that my mother, she was a hairdresser, how to cut hair when I was in Mexico. So since I didn't find any work, I ended up going to a barber shop.
well,
Yeah, I was cutting hair for a few
it's
years of my
grooming.
life. Yeah. Um, I was terrible at it, but they let me cut hair too.
um, I have I think the hairdresser is a really good job
Yeah. I mean,
because
nowadays, if you work in a barber shop, it's like you're a hick.
yes, yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so I went to school just to study English. I just wanted to take advantage of the downtime to ESL classes, English language
okay,
classes, and it was there when I saw this animation program, and it reminded me immediately to Toy Story. And yeah, and being a person who never touched a computer, well, I did like send emails. Just I enrolled into that class, not knowing what I was gonna get into, and it was really challenging to be honest for the first semester when I is this Maya program, and you click one menu, there's like 50 other menus, and
I know the
it
feeling.
was yeah, it was just crazy for me, especially since all the classes were in English. It was extra hard for me to like
Yeah,
sense.
because you was studying the language.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you was studying a software like Maya. It was crazy for you, man.
Yeah, which is why I have to do the same class twice. There was two classes of animation, and I took it twice each class. Um, and then I don't know. I don't like animation. Honestly, I thought there was, but it was not my thing. So then they were offering a modeling class, modeling one, modeling two, and you can. I also did those two classes twice, just because I just wanted to be good at it.
Yeah,
And I was getting into modeling more than animation. So that was my first time that I actually started building. That was back in 2010. Yes.
like 4 years ago.
Yep. Yep.
And
Years
I have a
ago.
question. Was a normal school or um,
No. What do you mean normal school?
uh, is not a school like Gnomon or
Oh, gotcha. A specialized type of the campus now. No, it's all community colleges here
okay,
are like they teach you a little bit of everything there is to
okay,
know about science, you get geography, in the whole thing. So it was called multimedia art.
okay,
My career, which means you could be a graphic designer, you could be a motion artist, you could be an animation artist if you wanted to. Well, except that there was not say say you will be a master of everything. Was it? Master of none, good at everything, master of none, kind of
okay.
career. Yeah.
Yeah, you know a little about all, but not really good in one thing, right? It's
Yeah.
just the basis.
Yes, exactly. Just a little bit so you can like decide afterwards if you wanna pursue your education somewhere else. Mostly for me was YouTube. It's like
Yeah,
I
YouTube is a
yeah.
good school, I think. When you have the
Well,
basis,
yeah, I mean back then YouTube was it didn't have as much information now, like
now it's
back then.
a golden
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, exactly. Back then, no one workshop was like you have to buy the videos. Once in a while, you would get like really good tutorials, but there was not it was not as a topic. Um,
I understand. And after this experience, you specialized in something. You went to a school in computer graphics, or just
um,
um, by yourself.
so when I graduated, that was 5 years later. I graduated. Um, yeah, I did not have the necessary skill. My portfolio was terrible. I wish I had a picture of my first environment. Um,
But it's
and
your
so,
first environment.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I bet you any student right now can any my environment.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So
but
yeah.
it's a milestone. It's a milestone in your path. Yeah, my first 3D environment.
Yeah, no, but so no, I couldn't find work. Not even so. Yeah, I went back to construction.
Okay.
Yeah, I ended up going back to for another 5 years of my life. Um, yeah, at some point, honestly, I thought that I was never get that. I should just concentrate in being a laborer or working construction. That was the only thing that was paying off. Um, but you know, in my free time, I was working on my craft. I was following tutorials. I was still buying videos,
Okay.
and little by little was making my way into a 3D and decent work. Is there a way to share?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, of course.
share first. Anyways, here is my art station. So right after college, I don't have anything that I worked on in college. What I do have is like a mix of ideas in 3D plus Photoshop that I worked on. For example, this was one of my first type of environments. It was just an idea that I had of mixing Dali with like funky steampunk stuff, and I did overs.
Not bad. I like it.
Yeah, it is funky. Like. This one also was like one of my first ones. It's pretty basic. It's just adding a bunch of Maya, and then I passed it on in Photoshop and
I like the style, really impressive. Because was all your stuff by yourself in 5 studying
yeah,
by tutorial is impressive, man.
yeah. I mean, I guess it was all ideas that I didn't want to make something that I've seen a lot in students is they want to replicate the um, sci-fi alley, the sci-fi hallway, or some random stuff that I've seen so much. And I don't know. I always would like to like make my work different in a way.
Yes.
So I like steampunk at the time, and I did this. I also like painting. I watched a lot of tutorials thanks to drawing. So I ended up actually learning to draw and to paint. It's just kind of like photo bashing in a way.
Yeah.
Pictures, mountains of pictures, and then I did some 3D. Then over it, I started like painting layers and um, trying to the lighting, uh, make it cohesive. Um,
Yeah, the lighting is fantastic, man. I love
yeah,
work since it's impressive because master in computer graphic, the people don't draw anything. Uh,
oh man.
we have a concept art course for this,
Yep.
and really impressive because it's high level quality work. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like knowing how to draw has helped me so much, um, especially when it comes to like designing stuff and it's just being able to draw your idea first and then 3D model afterwards. I mean, it's infinitely faster how you can iterate ideas in paper rather than jumping in 3D is what most people like doing. They think that adding detail to one single piece is going to make the whole thing so much better. But yeah, much better if you start with the core basics, which is knowing how to draw, perspective, color, um, um, what else? Lighting, I guess. If you learn these things, it will help you vastly. Anyways, yeah, I mean, this is some of the pieces that I did while I was learning how to do 3D slash concept art, kind of like making my own environments.
Uh, I saw the stuff, and just 3 days ago was Star Wars Day, so
Yeah.
we need to talk, Giovanni.
Yeah. As you can see from my work, I always love stuff.
Yeah,
I love something that it's not based on reality, that you can put a little bit of your imagination into it.
yeah, I
Which
saw
is
your
another,
wallpaper.
yeah, which is another thing that I always tell people is like, copy some things, sure, but put a little bit extra of your imagination. So at least you are feeding your brain with like cool stuff, imagination stuff. Um,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with that opinion because when you doing a job, if you put your fingerprint, will be great, will be recognized, and yeah, I saw your works, and yeah, I
Mhm.
know is your style now because it's different than others.
Yeah, I mean, if at work, for example, yeah, it's like they could hire anybody to do the work itself because anybody can be a modeler, anybody can be an environment artist, but you're also hired because of your talents, your imagination, and of course, if you pay attention to skills and stuff like that, it's so much better. Your work is so much. And then I guess like time passed, I was not getting any jobs, and finally I started getting into like more in depth into like what it's like to be an environment artist, not just like a modeler. You know, a 3D modeler could be just make
The 2D.
um, a 3D piece, right? Being an environment artist is a little bit more intricate, especially since it depends if you're going into games or you're going into film. The two separate workflows. So since I like games, I ended up going towards like creating art or props for games. In this one, I remember I asked on LinkedIn this one person, I can't remember his name. He worked at Activision, and
Okay.
I was like, hey man, look, I really want an opportunity. Is there any chance that I could do an art test or something? And he replied to me. He said, "Yeah, I mean, here is the artist. And it was a chair. I don't have the reference, but he said, if you do well, we will hire you." So I did this chair
Huh.
in a program called, at the time it was not Painter, it was Dido. Dido, it was like a
Dido
plugin. Yeah, Dido. You know,
never never um, heard about this software.
yeah, so at the time, we started painting in Photoshop, right? You would
Yeah.
paint something in Photoshop, send it to the engine, and then figure out if it looked great. If not, you have to go back. Well, Dido was kind of a plugin that you can actually see your work in Photoshop without sending it back and forward. Uh, it was alright, but man, adding just a few layers, it would slow down your really bad. Uh, so I, So that was like before a painter. And yeah, I mean, I in this one I was like concerned about poly count, concerned about making it look like leather, you know. You
Not
have to
easy.
look at your reference. And also a good tip is to like, and when you make an asset, you kind of have to find ways to repurpose that asset. What I mean is, this example is you have a chair, but if you remove the cushion and you remove one leg, that's another asset that could be in the game without looking same asset, you know. Or find ways to make this asset less obvious as same by changing colors, etc., etc. Um, but yeah, I mean, end of the story, I did not get the job.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, I did not get the job. The guy was like, yeah, the computers, and but
Yeah,
I
yeah, I know the
appreciate it.
feeling, but it was a start because
Yeah,
this work you with the first contact with this word.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I recommend people what they usually or students usually do. They take, of course, they take their sweet time doing, a prop. They want to extend it as long as they can. But I'd say do a tweak test where you model, paint everything, maybe a prop or maybe a mini scene like this, and see how much you can do in 2 weeks. Because basically, your art test is usually going to be 2 weeks, and yeah, it will put you in like in a position where like you have to be fast, think fast. It's gonna help you greatly.
Really good.
Yeah,
You put a limit of time. What I can do in 2 weeks? Okay, next project. Other 2 weeks.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is it's not always speed. Okay, so I don't want people to think that, oh, you have to work fast. It's just if you can improve to finish something in 2 weeks, then about 1 week, how about 3 days? How much you can do? Because that's gonna teach you. For example, if you ever get an assignment, you can tell the person how long is this gonna take. Well, it's gonna take 2 weeks because all of this, or how long is it going to take to, or how much am I going to charge per hour when I do a freelance? You don't know how long things take you. How much you're going to charge. You end up going to work 2 weeks and getting paid $50.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when was the first job? When arrived?
Um, so if you want to get into games, um, you definitely, especially if you're applying for an environment, and you definitely need an environment.
Okay.
If not two, these days I think it's harder. You need at least two environments and a
Okay.
bunch of props. Bunch of props. The more props, the better, of course. Um, Presentation is always good. If you have a video in your art station, if you have, yeah, anything that can help sell your case. So at the time, I applied to this one company called Skydance, and I contacted the recruiter, which things that you shouldn't do, right? Apparently, you shouldn't contact the people, but anyways, I did. I contacted the recruiter. I was like, hey, could you take a look at my portfolio?
Okay.
I would really like to borrow your and I sent this, and I was like, hey, can I make the the art test? And apparently they liked my work. They liked the detail, the amount of detail that I put into things, you know, the amount of it was not just a crate. It was like a really cool sci-fi crate. I was able to show that I could make polygon. I can make assets that look okay in thinking about polygon and all that. And they hired me to work on a game called The Walking Dead, the virtual reality, not the Walking Dead that
Game.
Tom Reed made. uh, yeah, this was my first environment. I was responsible making. At the beginning, honestly, I was responsible making the trash.
Okay. So you starting in USA with kind of work, and then now you do the same, but in a good position in 3D as a
Yeah.
3D artist. But it's a
Yeah.
start. Yeah, I tell always to my student for big parties and start starting with the little things. No, because never you go as a first job to doing the hero character, the hero
Yeah,
prop,
exactly.
but all the stuff are necessary for the game, the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Yeah, your first job might not be making hero objects. Say, might be you're pretty much support whatever somebody needs. You have to be there to help. Like example, I was happy doing the trash. It was just an important part of the destruction of the level, right?
yes.
Yeah, it sells that idea that the environment is destroyed. Yeah, and then I proved myself. I told them, hey, I want more responsibility, and they gave me the houses.
Okay.
So I went from doing very little to like, okay, you're in charge now of making all the houses in the level. I was like, okay, but you have to pay attention. Pay attention how my coworker was doing it, and I made friends with him. Like always be a good team player. Always be approachable. Always because help those who are easy to work with. And so the guy helped me, and he taught me how to do these houses, how to like I don't know. All of these houses are made from pretty much to tree sheet. It's called tree. Everything is using the same kind of assets, but interchangeable. Those who don't know, modular design in games is empirical. You learn.
Sì. It's
Yeah.
really important because the assets need to be ready when the artist will set up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all about repurposing. When you do a video game, it's how can I use the same asset over and over again without looking past it. Like this house here. How can I make this house different than this one, even though they are kind of the same? Just change a few elements, not only color. You change the entryway. You add boards on this one. So yeah, it's always how to find ways to be creative, um, and it's something that if you are starting to games, I recommend. doing a little bit of modular design, so they feel what it is like
Nice.
being a video game artist. Um, but yeah, that was my first job at video company.
But a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was not the best paid, um, but it was something that from being in a construction environment when I was like carrying lumber and I don't know doing heavy manual work, then all of a sudden I'm in LA working in an office, getting paid just to go to a meeting. It was like what? Getting paid just to sit down here and type
Yeah.
with something.
Yeah, it's a different style. Sometimes people don't,
Yeah.
because there are some people where all the study are paid from the parents, and
Yeah.
they don't what
The
they
hardship.
have,
Yeah.
and your path is more realistic for a lot of people. Me too is the same, because I starting in a bad situation. My father had an issues. Um, uh, I don't know then the word, but
Mhm.
I was in a bad situation, and I went out the house, starting working a little companies, maybe for helping with a video, maybe for selling contracts
Yeah.
door by door. So I know the feeling, and then
Yeah.
now it's different. But when we go the past, yeah, impressive, and your your life is impressive because is you did all this stuff yourself, alone. Uh,
Yeah.
w-
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
compliment.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I said, everybody deals with their own issues. How you tackle it, right, is how you keep your eyes on the prize, right?
Yes.
Don't let the current situation uh, bring you down. Just focus on the long term. Think. I was in my head. I was thinking maybe when right now I'm just doing this. Doesn't matter, but later, 2 years or 5 years, whatever time it is, I'm gonna be doing something cooler or something better. Um,
Yeah.
and that just kept me going. Of course, there's a lot of hard work involved. It was not easy for me to get to this point, but then I kept working, even though I had my job, my first job doing working. I did not stop. I still was like on the weekends trying to improve my knowledge. So this one right here, I did all the plans, all the rugs. I was trying to be proactive in my personal time. So yeah, you're talking about working 60 hours a week, um, trying to improve your art, and
Never stop
then
learning.
yeah, not just because you got your first job, you're just gonna relax and enjoy. Just gotta keep going, gotta keep pushing. Um, and then I got chance to do the art test for God of War. Um, which
Santa Monica?
yep, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, he worked at Santa Monica, and I asked him, hey, could you like ask if I could like, well, if I could pass my portfolio, and yeah, he passed my portfolio. It wasn't like you're hired, but they were like, okay, we are interested. Let's see what you can do in 2 weeks. So they sent me an art test, and it was a small little. It was something like this. It was different concept, honestly, but I wanted to put a little bit of myself in it. So
Okay.
I expanded it first, made it more uh, way bigger, and I changed the designs. I did something more related to God of War, something more better, I guess, in a way.
Mhm.
Because I was like, I can do Mausoleum days, but I want something better. Anyway, so I did this, and I sent them in 2 weeks. I sent them this, and they were like, "Okay, let's interview this guy."
Nice, really nice. I adore for Ragnarok. I
Yeah,
bought the PlayStation 5 just for play God of War. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So
God of War is a big franchise, and
yes,
just being able to work on that, I felt like when I was in the studio, I felt like I hear, and there's so many good people that are famous in the industry working right there next to me. And everywhere you walk in that studio, there's like lots of really cool artwork. So you're always like having that feeling of like I gotta do more. You know? And just stop there. Uh, Improve, always improve. Luckily, yeah, and Sony Santa Monica has one of the best industry, and I was able to catch a few things from them. But yeah, it was not an easy job at
yeah.
all. Um,
Imagine because after this test,
yeah,
the art director is was not a easy person. I know. He's
yeah,
very meticulous, and so it
yeah.
was not a easy job. I mean,
So just getting the art test was one thing. You have to prove, right? If you can do the work certain amount of time, have certain quality. Second part is you have to interview with all the team. They will ask you questions. They see if how you react. Uh, Always be comfortable with yourself. Don't panic. Act normal. Some people they just sweat and sweat and sweat and like shake. I don't know. Interviews are not easy.
oh,
Especially when you can be as somebody who's done it years and years. So when I did the interview, I tried to stay calm and I said, look, I know that I am not point where I can work that you guys do, but I would love to learn. And it's all about how approachable you are, and they like me, I guess, and they gave me the opportunity. And I guess, yeah, I mean, I started doing props, like in the beginning. I started doing props. Try to do your best. They really at Sony Santa Monica, they really love the detail and love it when you understand how things degrade. Like how leather degrades, how wood becomes or metal becomes aged. So if you pay attention to those things, uh, you're gonna have a successful life as an environment artist, especially in texturing.
So many days like this with the
So
modeling
what?
texturing.
Yeah. Okay. So it depends on the studio. Some studios they have lower standards. They just want speed. So at Sony System, they want you to like to do a really good job. So they gave me 2 weeks to do this one right here.
Okay.
I might have taken like a couple days more, but usually it's like you have to start with the sculpt. The sculpting is everything uh, at Sony System. Um, you have to do a really good sculpt and then do the lower poly version of it and really good texturing, thinking how things work in the real life.
So you did with the ZBrush, I imagine,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
All of it.
okay, only ZBrush,
Yeah.
no
No.
Maya, no other box modeling
Oh,
software.
oh, you mean yeah? I mean, you can use a hybrid approach, but I would do like the base Maya,
Okay,
the basic shape, bring it into ZBrush, sculpt it, and
okay,
then back again into Maya just to do the topology.
okay. Because if it was only ZBrush,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you can definitely do everything in ZBrush, but I'd rather not. Right.
yeah, I
It's
know,
wild.
but yeah, it's not the easy way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter tools that you use. If you wanted to do it in free code, good. What matters is the end result. You need to usually like that in every um, in this case, they are big into brushing stuff, so that's why I did everything.
there are a lot of organic
Yeah,
on the ZBrush, and
yeah.
after God of War, I know, I know this.
So yeah, I mean, this was like my one of my levels that I did. I did the interior, the exteriors. I also built yeah all the props.
Is
Um,
where the I don't remember the name of
Berlin,
yeah, yeah,
Berlin, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This is Svartalheim, I think.
yes, but
Yeah.
it's where you pass. There are two doors, so you can pass in the middle. There is people singing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. There's a little town behind where
I will
this.
tell you one thing. Tell you one thing. Um, I really enjoyed this environment in the game. I
Yeah.
was so the particulars in place. It was impressive. The first time I was house. Oh my god, a lot of details. Yeah, the all the game is full of details, but
Oh yeah.
I was impressive, and now I I'm told I'm speaking with you. You did this, so nice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, God of War is one of those games that just screen. Everybody takes pride on their work there, so everybody's trying to make their environments look as realistic as possible. Um, Although God of War, it was challenging because they want things to look detailed, but at the same time, we don't have the budget in terms of polygon count to make this really detailed environments. So you have to find ways to make something look detailed and play with the geometry somewhere else where it looks cheap enough. uh, yeah, all of this was like uh, 1 million polygons per frame. The budget. So yeah, I mean, it was 3 million when I started, so I had to rework whole area, down res it to 1 million. Yeah,
Not
there
easy,
is
not
a
easy.
yeah, there's a lot of things that when you work in environment art, you have to first make it cool. First thing you have to worry. Then you worry about poly count, and then you worry about performance. So yeah, it's not just putting stuff in level and make it look pretty. You have to also like really work, sweat to like make things performance.
Yeah.
So otherwise, yeah, you're gonna be yelled at. Hey, your area doesn't run. It's too slow. It lags.
It's not just a render like in CGI movies, but
Yeah.
yeah, even because this game is for a console like a PlayStation 5. Yes, the PlayStation 5 is powerful, but not
Yep.
like a computer. In
Uh
just one
huh.
year, the computer
Yeah.
was in a level, so it's not easy. You have to deal with this power. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, God of War itself was challenging because it was not a PlayStation 5 game. It was a PlayStation 4 game. The
Yeah,
5
yeah.
was like um, the benchmark. That's where we want to be. But it also has to run in PlayStation 4. So how do you make a next gen look good, but at the same time run in an old gen? It was really really hard.
One question about it, about this, there is um, some difference between the PlayStation 4 version and 5 version.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is. I guess. Yeah, I'm not a very savvy, but in terms of ray tracing lighting, is so much better lighting. Um,
Okay, but
in
like
PlayStation
a
5.
poly count.
And polygon, actually, it is. In PlayStation 4, one of you had 1 million polygons per frame. In PlayStation 5, you have more. We had to kind of like cheat the
Okay.
the computer recognizes, or I don't know, in the back end they were able to make something where if the computer recognizes that there's a better software or better chip, it would all the pieces have LODs, levels of details, and in the PlayStation 4, it would not go to the highest detailed piece. It would go to like the second lowest. But in the PlayStation 5, the computer recognized had more power, so it would switch to the highest detail.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, this probably is taken from PS5. In the version of PS4, it will have like less detail. And I'm thinking on triangle count. for down rest.
After Santa Monica,
Oh
you
yeah, after Santa Monica, I finished the project and what is next? I applied to work in Jedi Survivor or Respawn. Um, yeah, it was a very challenging project because one I started when they were already further into production, and the time frame to finish all of the work was 8 months, 9 months, something like that. So I had to pretty much figure out how I'm gonna build all of these pieces, build the environment, make it run, and all of this. It was really hard to be honest, and I'm so proud of it because I was able to like learn new programs, make these things faster. I to like
or your
work.
environment are fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Actually the first try it didn't work because I did a little sample scene. I did not like it. So what I ended up doing is I went to Hawaii. I was looking for these rocks, South rock here. So I went to Hawaii and I just wanted to get first first hand. I don't know if in front being in front of the environment in Hawaii they have a lot of this.
Feel the environment.
Feel the environment exactly. So that's why it's cool being an environment artist is because you get to travel. Travel. If you get out of your house, out of the internet, just get out of the computer, go outside, pay attention to something, or draw it, or paint it, or whatever. Just find references from real life. Your work will be so much better. So when I came back from my trip, I had all these ideas, I had all these cool concepts in my mind. And I started working, and I think it paid off.
Yeah,
Um,
but was not paid the travel. Was your idea to
yeah,
go to Hawaii and
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was all of my time. Once in a while, the companies do send you to get a reference, but it's expensive to for them to make to get everybody to travel.
can
So
imagine.
I ended up paying on, but you know, it was for my own sake. So um, and plus that you get a nice vacation.
I think relax Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by the beach, drinking coconuts. Uh,
I like this environment.
yeah, I mean, it's rewarding to be able to like feel the environment. So I after I went, I was ready to work on this, and yeah, I was able to achieve, let's say, 2 years of work in 8 months.
Impressive, impressive.
Yeah. Um,
And now you are in Respawn, working for another project, I imagine.
yeah. We're actively working on that project. Can't tell yet what it is, but it's we are pushing the new technology that is out there on Unreal 5, sorry, Unreal 5, and I think it's gonna look sick.
Nice.
uh,
Is a just as if you can tell me, it's another Star Wars or another different game?
Yeah, I cannot say.
Okay, okay,
But only thing I can say is gonna be sick.
okay.
It's gonna be good. I can tell you. So it's just well, in terms of environment art, we have a really good environment art team right now. Lots of people from Santa Monica moved to Spawn, and of course, Respawn already had really good artists, but I feel like nowadays everybody there is so talented. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna love it. Yeah.
So I will interview with one question. What give me an advice for our students um, that right now are studying here in Big Rock. They starting with the first important project was and it was an environment. So they did all the models, the texture, the lighting, and they put in all this stuff in Unreal. So there are you interested in to become an environment artist. If you have an advice for them, good.
Hmm. Um, Attention to detail. It's always important. Um, Rather than quantity, rather than focus on, even if it's a small corner, just add a lot of detail in that. People love detail, and love to see that you put attention to how things work in real life. Get out of your house, and if you're doing an environment based on, I don't know, something at like street or something, whatever, pay attention how it's actually um, made. Not just make a house. Know how a house is built. Know how what materials look like. Blend different materials. Don't just put wood. Mix stone. Mix metal in there. Make it chaotic in a way that looks destroyed. That's also good. Um, I guess, yeah. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Um, get out of your computer, go out and have fun, and you'll see that your work will improve greatly.
Nice. Thank you very much for all your story, all the stuff. You are on fire, man. Really, you are an artist. Uh, you worked for one of my favorite games. For me, oh my god, and compliments. And yeah, I think we will for other projects, but
Huh?
I can tell this in this live. So for the people of Big Rock, stay in touch. There are some. Thank you very much, Giovanni, and see you to the next.
Hey, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.